Hey everyone, welcome to Asbury Park and thank you for being here for our 2016 and 2017, that's my song, inductions of our Asbury Angels. Tony will go into a little more of an explanation about what the Asbury Angels are and who they are in a little bit, but I just wanted to take a moment to thank all of you for your support. I wanted to thank the Asbury Park Mayor, John Moore, who is here with us today, the rest of the City Council, our DPW, police, George McMorrow, especially because we always bring him in at the last minute to do our video work, and all of you that have supported us, along with Jason Dermer, Asbury Audio, Lee Merwicki, all of the Asbury ushers who come out and volunteer every year. It's been a really cool experience to work with all of them and all of you. So with that being said, I'm going to bring up Tony Pallagrosi, who will give you a little bit more information on the Angels.
Thank you, Eileen. So how you folks doing today? Great to see you all here. Awesome, awesome. What do you think about the song that Mark Ribler wrote, Asbury Angels? Give a hand for Mark and J.T. Bowen and Lance Larson and Tommy LaBella and all the guys who are on that song. But Mark wrote a fabulous, fantastic song for us. So the Asbury Angels is an organization that we put together about 7 years ago to honor and commemorate the lives and the accomplishments of the people who were instrumental from the beginning of the city in creating what has become one of the most vibrant music scenes in the United States. Particularly for a town the size of Asbury Park. I mean, what goes on here is really unlike anything around the country. I've been around the country, I've been to a lot of the music scenes, so give Asbury Park and the musicians here a hand. It's really an incredible thing, incredible group of talent, really wonderful people, and Asbury Park has supported it actually from the beginning of the city. So we decided to kind of, honor the people, capture their histories and their memories so they wouldn't be forgotten as Asbury Park progresses into the future. So that was the purpose of the Asbury Angels. This year we have 9 inductees. It's kind of a combination of the class of 2016 and 2017. And again, as Eileen said, I want to thank you all for being here and supporting us. So here we go. Our first inductee is Tim Hauser. Tim Hauser. He lived in Ocean Township and Asbury Park, and he formed his first group, the Criterions, after seeing Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers right over in that building, Convention Hall. In 1969, he founded the Manhattan Transfer. You've heard of those guys, right? And they won 10 Grammy Awards. Incredible band, incredible vocalist. The group was voted into the Vocal Group Hall of Fame in 1998. And Tim Hauser is being honored here today as part of the Asbury Angels. Our second inductee is Sam Scicliaono. He's a singer, songwriter, arranger, and a producer. Asbury Park native Scicliaono began entertaining at the age of 13. He performed doo-wop with the Ebb Chords, Ray and the Darchets, and PS4. He also became vice president of advertising at the Asbury Park Press, where he worked for 42 years. The next inductee for the Asbury Angels, Sam Scicliaono. Our third inductee, Wilhelmina Baby Mack. A singer who became Asbury Park's first black vaudeville star. She performed in vaudeville from 1914 through the 1920s with Tolliver's Smart Set and Drake Walker. She was also one of the earliest West Side singers to gain national recognition. Wilhelmina Baby Mack. Our fourth inductee today is someone I think a lot of us know. The owner and the pioneer of the great alternative rock station, WHTG-FM, Faye Goode. She was the general manager and owner of WHTG-FM 106.3, named one of the most influential stations, alternative rock stations, in the country by Rolling Stone magazine. She was also one of the few female station owners at the time when almost all major radio stations were owned by men. Faye Goode and Asbury Angel. Our fifth inductee, Tommy Tucker. Now, Tommy's real name was Gerald L. Dupler. He was the leader of a very famous big band, the Tommy Tucker Orchestra. His biggest hit was a gold record, I Don't Want to Set the World on Fire. He also taught at Asbury Park High School and at Monmouth College, which today, of course, is Monmouth University. Ladies and gentlemen, Tommy Tucker. Our sixth inductee, Jules Aerts. An incredible sound engineer who worked for various national artists, including the Ramones, Blondie, Soul Asylum, Robert Gordon, and Patti Smith. But most notably, he served as Bob Dylan's sound engineer for 20 years. He also worked along with George McMorrow as the sound man at Big Man's West, and he spent a little time at our wonderful Stone Pony. Ladies and gentlemen, Jules Aerts and Asbury Angel. Our seventh inductee, Margaret Hogan. Margaret, yeah. In 1965, here in Asbury, she opened Chez Elle, a gay nightclub. In 1967, she joined in and helped finance a lawsuit brought by Manny's Den in New Brunswick and Val's in Atlantic City, two bars that served gay patrons, after the ABC, the Alcoholics Beverage Commission, threatened to revoke the licenses of all three bars. In a landmark decision, the New Jersey Supreme Court in 1967 ruled that the ABC could not suspend or revoke liquor licenses because gay patrons were allowed to patronize in a bar. A landmark decision. Margaret Hogan. Our eighth inductee today is Herbert Tony Maples. He formed the group The Radots, the first group to record for the Vibro label. Their recording of I Need Someone was the first R&B record ever made for an Asbury Park record label. As the V8s, the group had a local hit, Papa's Yellow Tie. Anybody remember that? I do. Maples also recorded for Storm and Norman Selden's Selsum record label. Ladies and gentlemen, Herbert Tony Maples. And last, but absolutely not least, our ninth inductee to the Asbury Angels, G. Howard Scott. Now, Mr. Scott became Asbury Park's municipal organist in 1931. Now, Asbury Park was one of the few cities, it could have been the only city in the country that actually had municipal organists on staff because we had one of the largest and most unique organs in the United States in Convention Hall. And there were a number of them. But Mr. Scott was hired to play the Kilgan pipe organ installed in the brand new Convention Hall on the Boardwalk. Scott served as organist until 1958, performing more than 5,000 concerts. Radio station WCAP broadcast his concerts live from Convention Hall, and that was a big deal in those days. Ladies and gentlemen, our final Asbury Angel, G. Howard Scott. So again, we're going to be, we're part of the Light of Day celebration here, Winterfest in January. The Asbury Angel Night will be Friday night, January 12th at the Stone Pony. We'll announce our new inductees for 2018 then. Thank you very, very much for coming. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Eileen. Thank you, Jean. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Stone Pony. Thank you, musicians, and all of the talented people from the founding of our city who made the city one of the music capitals of the world. Thank you very much.